Once again, my name is Anthony Gray. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Grayscale. A while back, I did a painting with a full moon, with the reflection in the water, with two people fishing. Um, Got a lot of positive response and all of that. So I guess I'll show how to really do it. All I did was take a new roll of tape, put it here, take a pencil, drew a circle, take some masking tape, cover up what will be the moon, seal it pretty good, so hopefully not too much bleed through comes through when you put the paint on. And there you go. Try to get a 1/2 inch border around this. Alright, it could be a two painting thing. And then some masking tape here in the middle. Alright. So it may bleed through, but if it does, we can also adjust to that. Alright. Now, this is back towards my earlier days of doing all of this stuff. Using water and spray bottle. Spray the surface like so. Also, it's on a flat surface. Actually, it's on my chair that I actually sit on, but it's okay. Now, I'm going to do this a little differently than I've done before because, quite frankly, I want to. Alright. We'll get various colors. This is craft paint. We're going to get this craft paint just a little bit. We'll put some right in here like that. And some down here like this. Okay. Now, you think I'm done? I'm not. Here's the interesting part. While it's all saturated with water, take some plastic. Take the plastic just like this. Look at that. And let it stay on there. I got a bunch of plastic from canvas wrappers and whatnot. Place it right on there, right on top. Just like that. Whatever kind of pattern it makes, it's just going to make it. Don't care. Here's a nice big piece. Plop it right on there, just like that. Look at that. Nothing special. You see what I'm doing here? Okay. Whatever happens, happens. And I will keep it on there just like that and let the paint just dry. Just like that. And you leave it alone. Hey, welcome back. It's been about 90 minutes. It doesn't usually take that long, but I had other stuff going on. Okay, let's take off the plastic. Let's see what happens. Not really a big, super hard process. Just peel off plastic. And there you go. Now that I have established the pattern, you notice how the red, which turned into magenta, and the light sky blue and the ultramarine blue, how they form and meet into each other. You see no stroke marks. Alright, you see the streaks all over where the plastic didn't touch. Okay. And this is the pattern you would get. And you can do all sorts of things with this. This I'm going to make into the sky and waves or whatnot. Pretty much like the same scenario as the other two previous paintings I've done like this. Okay. Now the paper obviously is still wet. It's still warped and such. You still got patches of paint here and there. That can be taken care of. The loose, watery stuff, you can just take a tissue or something, just dab that out of there. Doesn't really matter. Hopefully I didn't get too much into the moon. It looks like I did. It looks like some of it bled through, which also does not matter because it will be painted over anyway. Alright. As I'm checking it out here, looking at bits and pieces and whatnot, where it's pooled up and such. I can get some of that out of there if I choose to, if I feel it needed to, but it really doesn't. I'm pretty sure that it bled through on some of the edges of the tape, so it'll probably be surrounded in black. The tape here, it didn't bleed through at all. Alright, not a bit. But I'm going to end up painting all that in black regardless. And when I put it in black, it kind of closes the picture in, brings you into the picture a little bit more. Alright, but I wanted to show you how I do it. Hey there, children of the corn, we're back. I just wanted you to see that this painting is probably 98% dry, and the paper has now, with this warm room, just about come back to its natural state. Alright, whatever bowing out that it's doing is probably the adhesive part of the tape that's still pulling, because that part is dry for the most part, and obviously where the tape is connecting. Alright, but basically this is it. It's what it looks like. Okay, and now, depending on which way I want to go with it, I can flip it either right side up or upside down. It doesn't matter right now at this point. When I do the painting, I can do it any which way I please. Okay, and that's basically what I wanted to show you. Alright, like I said, I have tape here in the center. Pull, lift, fairly sharp edge there. Not too much bleeding through. I can't say that much for the other tape, as you can see. Bound to happen. So I'm not really surprised. So right now, I am getting my glow-in-the-dark spray here. Rust-Oleum, glow-in-the-dark. And I'm going to spray on the canvas. Now what it's going to do is whatever this stuff touches, it is going to glow. And it also preserves what I've just done. So obviously it has to fully dry for it to take effect. But she will glow. Both of them will. I just gotta remember that I did spray this mess on here. Doesn't take much really. And just let it dry like everything else. Hey guys, how you doing? If you knew how much time has passed between the first transitions, couple of transitions, and this transition, you wouldn't believe it. But this is the first time in a minute that I'm able to do this. But this is a take on a painting I've done. I've done a few paintings like this. This is probably maybe the fourth one, maybe the fifth one I've done with the moon and the wild looking background here. Earlier I already explained how I did the background. That's how much time has went by with me doing this. Let me cross over for a second here. Alright, so I'm going to obviously continue right along with what I've been doing. Okay, I think I'll use a round brush today. And we're going to get some clouds working in here. Now, you see obviously the light areas here. I can actually either work within the light areas in here and make some very unique looking clouds, or I can play around with the dark all in here and frame the clouds in that way. Okay, but I'm going to work with the lighter areas. I'll play around with the lighter areas in there. Alright, now what I'm going to do is the technique I'm going to wet my brush. I'm only going to use the tip of my brush. I'm going to get some of the sky blue and a tiny bit of red. Some more sky blue. I want more blue than the red, but I want a tint of red in there. And since I want them highlighted a little bit, I'll use I try to get the mixing of the red and blue together to the way I would like it. I will use a little white to make a much brighter version of what you see. Alright, and I will pick a side. Like so. Here. Okie dokie. Thinking really I should put a little something in there. Maybe I'll leave it the way it is. I like that red in there like that. Always kind of check out your work. Look at it overall. Stare at it. See if there's anything that you want to add or take away. Okay. Now that I've got at least that part of it done, I'm gonna peel this tape off. Hopefully, like I said, don't take off the paint. We'll see what happens. Still continue to do the pull lift. So far, so good. And there we go. There. I might use the tape, I might not. This strip of tape. We'll see as we go along. So what I have to do really is pretty much wait for it to dry. Okay, so I can put the tape on top and continue on the bottom. Alright, but for right now we'll keep it as such. Let's work on this on the water here. As you can see, we got different colors. So you take the pattern and you have the pattern kind of work for you here. Alright, now we got a situation that where we got lighter blue in our foreground, where the foreground would normally kind of be dark, and then it's darker up top. So it's a pretty interesting challenge, and we'll work our way with that also. Now you can make pretty interesting type of wave effects with this, and all you really have to do is just go in, basically in whatever direction you see fit with it. Alright, there's many ways you can kind of approach that. Alright, but whoops, let's work with, maybe I can dabble in with this moon a little bit. We'll see. I gotta tighten up my X-Acto blade. It kind of came loose. So let me take care of that right quick. I'm checking out how dry this is getting. I think it's almost there. I think I can maybe get away with using the same tape here. Put it right up top, like so. And now that I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it, I can actually even out everything. Really what I want is this here to be secure, right up here. Alright, I don't care if it's loose up there, I'm not going that far. But right here is kind of where I want it to be a little secure. Now, to give the appearance that this will be water, and yet not ruin all of what you see here, we can do a nice little glaze. I can do a glaze of the dark blue to kind of tie it in together here. And all it takes really is some water. Okay, I'm putting water into my, I got another little coffee lid palette thing here. Alright, so I'm getting plenty of water. I'm going to use the dark blue. Okay, so it's plenty of dark blue. It's darker blue. And the water. Alright. I might add a slight tinge of red to it. Just a corner of red. Get a little blue purple look to it. And what I'm going to do with this is glaze the whole thing. Hopefully I got enough to do it. We'll see. We're about to find out right now. So I want it a little darker. Now remember, I want this tape to be pressed pretty good here to give me that edge. Okay. And all of this is a glaze, just like so. Just like that. And what it's going to give me is a darker tone of what I've been previously using. Mostly purple. Plenty of it. Now if you find yourself end up running out of it, alright, just make some more. Plenty of water. And you're going to use more blue than the red. I don't need too much because I'm toward the end of the, almost the bottom of the page here. And you just mix it in with your water and go right across. As you can see, it does darken up, but it's not destroying the color that preceded it. Alright? Alright. This is all I'm looking for right there. Something a little darker that can separate the top from the bottom. If I wanted to be kind of coy about it, and I want it to be a little darker where you see the light blue, you can be kind of slick and add a little more paint than water. Okay. Comes with experience and experimenting, that's all. And I can still darken up some of that light blue right in here. This little sky blue, just darken that up a little bit. Just like that. Adding a little purple to it. Just to deaden the color a little bit. All about color harmony, matching it all together. Once it dries, this is not watercolor. Once it dries, it doesn't wisp away or anything. There, just like that. Okay, just like so. And we'll leave it be. Rinse off the brush. Now, if I take that tape off, you'll see the color shift. Alright, but it brings everything a little closer together. Alright. I might end up with a black border on this because of the leakage that I might have in here. It's not leaking in here though. So, okay. We're back. Let's take this moon off. Just be careful when peeling off the masking tape. Or whatever you use to mask off the moon if you choose to do a project like this, okay? Still a little pull lift method. Okay, just be careful, don't rush it. Now as you can see, I got a little bit that overlaps the other tape, so it all comes off like in one fell swoop here. Still a little pull lift here. As you can see, some of it bled through, especially when it's really watery, it just seeps through. Right, some tape handles moisture a little better than others. All of this in here, you have it work for you than against you, so don't worry about that. Alright, okay. Now, I will of course be using the tape again, but it will be to separate, obviously, the colors, but that comes a little later. I tie all of it together. And plus there'll be all sorts of wave action and whatever silliness I got going on down here. Okay, so let's do something with Mr. Moon here. There's a few ways I can tackle this. Okay, I can take some tape and do the same type of reverse thing and just this time mask this area out and just deal with the circle itself, at least the top part. Okay, the bottom part doesn't necessarily have to be perfect because it'll be distorted by the waves and the action and the lights or whatever, but the top part here, we can do something with that. At least that part we can take care of with the tape. Alright, so the tape I do have is not as thick as the previous tape I had. I think this is like 1.5 inch tape. So I guess I'll do it a little like this. Just set it on there like so. And do it again. Slightly overlap like that. I think that might be all the tape I really need. Really. I guess I'll put some up here. Extra padding, I guess. I'm not really worried about this. Underneath, that I'm not worried about. We can work with that. Take my same X-Acto knife. Okay. And we're going to give a nice little cut. This is what I have is watercolor paper. It's a little sturdy, to say the least. Alright, so you're able to dig into it a little bit. Not like your canvas. Your canvas, you end up going right through the paper. You'll learn this in time as you get more and more comfortable with using these instruments if you're not using them on the regular already. X-Acto knife is extremely sharp. Be very careful. It will take off layers of skin before you realize you cut yourself. So just be careful. And obviously keep it out of the hands of little kitties. Okay. So that's all we did. Just cut that out. We're not going to need that. That's garbage. There. Okay. Let's have a little fun. We're going to get rid of some of those splotches, not all of it. I think I'll use this one. This is a bigger round brush, size 10. Okay. I'm going right into my titanium white. Put it right into the bristles a little bit. Get a little bit of a sky blue in there. Alright. And we're going to just tap away, just like this. All in there. Just tap away. It covers up some of the splotches a little bit. But basically it gives me a nice little moon color going on. I'm getting a little bit of blue, a little bit of white. I'll pop some of that in there toward the center. Okay. I'll get some red, get some blue, make it a little dark. And darken up that center right in here a little bit. Just like this. You can make all sorts of interesting shapes and designs or whatever. However you want your little planet to look. Okay. Go back into my titanium white and we'll even some of that out in there. down here on the bottom a little bit. Wipe some of that off. Go back into my dark. Whiten up some of that dark. I try to, a lot of this down here is going to matter because like I said, there'll be water and all sorts of stuff going on with it. We're going to wave all this up down below here. So there'll be a definite transition on the bottom half. Some more white. Put it right here on top. Mix it in there a little bit. A little bit of the sky blue. I'm going to merge some of that in there. It does not have to be perfect at all. Don't try for it. Just me tapping away. Different texture and whatnot. We'll get some of the blue and we'll pop a couple of little doodads in here. Up in here in the middle a little bit. Maybe some down here. Mainly up on top, above the water line a little bit. We'll pop a little bit of red right on top of some of those, darken those up a tad. Like that. Get some red, get some blue, get that nice dark mix again. We can add the red and blue, add more blue, keep it a little deeper. Alright, we'll pop some more shadow in there. Especially here in the center where we kind of want it darker up in there. Kind of want the center to be a little darker. As I'm doing it, I'll add a little light blue, pop some light blue in there a little bit here and there. Okay, we're going to blend some of that in there. We're going to add some white in there too. Clean off the brush. Now we're going to play with some of the titanium white right on its edge. Right here, edge right in here. Just on the edge here. Play around with it. Wipe off some of it. We'll blend in little bits and pieces here and there. Show some of that in there too. Just like that. Get the smallest amount of the light blue. Just put a few bristles of it in there and we're going to do a little bit of that. Blend some of that in there. Circular motion there. So it gives me this little grayish tinge a little bit. Alright. That will be pretty cool. Alright. Just clean off the brush. You can be as detailed or as abstract as you want with your moon. This is your planet. So, you do what you feel you need to do with your planet. It is your planet. So, and we'll just take some of this tape right off. Take it right off. Still the little patented pull lift method so you don't yank off tape and paper. But there's your moon. Okay. So you add all sorts of little details and whatnot to your moon. Excuse my head. Still a little tacky, therefore. Gotta wait for it to dry a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna use another strip of. Maybe I'll use the strip of this tape here. I always like to try out different things. First time I've ever tried this type of tape out here. So, if I like it, if it does well, then I'll work with it. We're going to work obviously on the bottom half here. And what I'm going to do, because we need a water line, okay, and we need a nice sharp water line, but I see an error right now. I got to tighten that up. Careful. I see that I have to tighten up that edge, make it straight. There. That edge, all this, it's got to be pressed down in there. I'm more concerned about this edge here, not on top. Up top it's pretty loose, which is fine. You know, this here, this up here, this don't matter. This is not what I'm looking for. All right, because up here is done. All right, it's this bottom. As long as we got a nice tight horizon edge there, we're good to go. All right. Okie dokie. Like I said, the top of half a moon clouds, that's finished. We're going to work down here. This, just by the looks of it, it's going to be pretty turbulent. I'm trying to figure out how I want to approach this. I think this one here is going to be a wee bit more chaotic as far as wave action goes. So, what I'm going to do is I'll work using the light edges as the waves and the froth and keep the darker edges the way they are. Alright, so it's pretty much almost like working with the clouds, but you're doing it in reverse. Okay, and incorporate some of the moon in this. Alright, so we'll be doing all sorts of clever little things. It won't be terribly difficult or mind-bending as you would think. Alright, so with that in mind, it is like if we make a gigantic, weird, funky kind of a wave, one is going to go over your horizon line. Okay, but we're going to have the wave come in this way, right over. Okay, right over into the dark. Alright, we got all this stuff, so we have it come around this way, and we'll probably have the waves swoop in like that. Okay, and we might have some coming in the other direction like that. So this is going to be very turbulent, very, very crazy looking. We might even have some coming in that direction. Alright, so we're going to work with that type of flow coming around this way, coming around, continuing this way, got some corresponding that way, and then we got another one coming around that way. And we'll keep all that dark in there and some of those lines. So it won't be as complicated as I seemingly making it. But it will all work itself out. And then I'll take the tape off, and then we got our horizon line, and we got all the action going on in here, and the painting is complete. So let's take a wide brush of some sort. I can either do the fan brush deal, or I can use a flat brush. We'll work with the fan brush. I got a pretty stiff fan brush here. I'm going to soak this fan brush in water. The bristles on this fan brush is a little stiff to begin with. I will not start with total white. Alright. Nah. We're going to add some blue into the white. Touch of red. Okay. And what I need really is more turbulence and disturbance with the water. Alright, so we're going to go just like this. And keep it moving in that round direction. Just like that. If it connects, great. If it don't connect, that's great too. That's fine. I can actually take this off and continue that flow of the wave. So let's remove this because it's killing my vibe. Let's put it down there like that. Let's get some more, and we're gonna continue that just like that, right over that. And I want this a little darker. We're going to scoop right around in there like that. Keep that flow going in a circular motion, just like so. Just like that. Let's get this off of here. Looks like I won't need too much of this anyway. Pull, lift, pull, lift, pull, lift. Get out of there. We don't need this, because this is going to look crazy when it's done. Okay. Still keeping with the circular motion, right off the page if you have to, right off the page, because we can fine tune all of that later. Just like that. Very, very turbulent, very crazy looking, very violent. Okay, we're going to start right here. We're going to get some froth going with it and all of that. Right over the moon itself. Okay. I'm adding just a touch of blue. We're going to come. Oh. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Let's get this guy going here. Actually, it would help if I gave it a little more water. Right on around with it. A little more circular. And a little more blue. Maybe a little red in there too. Purple it up a little bit. And we're going to come right here and continue that on right there, just like that. Keep the stripes going, the striations going. See the streaks of color? That's what's going to help sell this. And like I said, we'll come into the highlighting a little later and the frothiness of it. Just like that. And we got all this craziness going on up here. Just like that. Clean this brush off. Now, as you can see, I did not have to work too hard to get that crazy effect. The brush strokes help sell the chaos. Alright, and we highlight on top of that. We're going to have froth all up in here. You can have froth down in here. It's gonna look kind of very chaotic. I'm gonna need a little more white, a little more blue, just a little more. So we're getting a little more of this dark blue. I'm using just craft paints here, nothing special. This is called True Navy craft paint. Got a little sky blue working here. My titanium white, which I'm going to need. A little bit of titanium white. Come on, buddy. There we go. Now we'll work on some of the details here on on the waves. But actually we're going to work on that frothy part here. Let's get a smaller brush. I'll use this guy here. I'm mixing in, get some dark going here. Obviously the blue and the red together. More blue than red. Get kind of a deep color. And we're going to dabble in some of that froth right in here. All up in here. Give him a little edge right in there. Just have him kind of well up right in there. Just like that. Some up in here like that. Because he's going over the horizon line there. Just like so. We're going to work some of that dark right in here. Now, we do know that acrylic dries really fast. So by the time I come back around to this guy, most of it is going to already dry up. I'm just getting some more blue. Needs to get into a little bit of the red that I do have. Get a touch of red, mix it in there. All up in here, a little bit in here. All up in there. We need the dark to accentuate the light. Okay. Kind of frames your waves a little bit. Right in here, especially up around here. Maybe all up in here. Get it really high. Really violent. All up in here. All up in here. Let's cover some of that right in there. Get a nice big one right in there. You don't know if it's coming or going right from that point. Few of them right in there. Some more blue, some more red, more blue than red. Some red in there down on the bottom here. Froth red up. Just like that. Don't be afraid to go over your work. Let's take. I'll take the fan brush and do it. I kind of like the effect of the fan brush, so take the fan brush, wet the bristles a little bit. I'm getting nothing but pure titanium white. No mixture, just the titanium white. And we're gonna go circular motion. Now this is me. I'm doing it backwards. I should don't. Well, I'm on my left. I'm going in reverse, and slowly, very lightly. Highlight some of these guys. Actually, it would be best to go that way. You don't have to cover everything either. But maintain that circular pattern. Don't make it straight. Always make them curve. If it joins where the dark is, great. If it don't, that's great too. Don't try to go over it. That's when you kind of mess up. Right down with it. some of this guy going here too. Just like that. I really don't have to add too much more. Let's maybe give a hint of the water line here. See how we can destroy some of that edge on this guy in here. Because you want to maintain the water line, but it's very turbulent out here. But as you can see, and we're gonna have a froth going and all that good stuff. So like I said, this wave, this painting's gonna be crazy with the waves and all that action. Just very, very well placed chaos. Okay. Cleaning off my fan brush. Now we're going to get into making the little froth. A little bit of white, maybe a little bit of light blue, maybe a little tinge of light blue, mostly white. And we're going to do the same thing we did with clouds. Okay, once you start building this stuff up, like so, right in here, see all this in here? You don't want to destroy it all, okay? But you do want to blend it into the dark a little bit. So it will look haphazard, a little crazy. All up in here. Okay. All up in here. It's just really, really wild looking. We're gonna fade all in here. Put some up in here. Get rid of some of it. Up here. Comes out. All in here. You can play around with a little dark in there, in bits. All sorts of frothy stuff going on right here. Trail it on here. Just trail it on, make little patterns with it. Up around in here. All chaos. A lot of chaos going on around here. All that froth, all that craziness going on in here. Some of it's covered, some of it isn't. Like so. Nobody really wants to be caught in this. Not too much, nope, not too much fishing going on in here. Got some of that come out around in here. It's very dangerous to be in water like this. I'm using a smaller brush. If you feel you can get a better effect with a broader brush, go for it. Mixing a little water with the titanium white. Like that. Mix some of that in there. All down in here. Let some of that disappear. Up in here. Yeah, that's just crazy. Actually, I'm running out of white. Again. I tend to. Come on, buddy. Get out of there. I could use a fan brush for some of this too. All up in here. Yeah, that's very violent. That's like me. It's like somebody painting with some real anger issues. It's like, it's pretty violent. Grotesquely violent. It's okay. I just dropped my brush. Use another brush. You can just stay on the floor and just chill out, I guess. It's alright. I'm going to use a little bit of glaze here. Dark blue. And we'll pop in a few little shades of blue. So I'm adding little bits of blue. Nice little glaze of color here and there, even in the waves, in the trough. Okay, there's different hues, different colors, different shapes. And this is a glaze, so once it dries, some of the white is going to show through. Okay, but then it, you know, the froth is never really truly one color. A little exaggerated here, but it's never really one color. But as you can see, it turns this painting to a whole different thing. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm going to emphasize the negative areas so that this stands out even more. It makes it look a lot more threatening. It's not difficult to do. Just a darker glaze. We're going to introduce our wide brush again, if I can find it. Can't see where it is. But we're going to mix a glaze of purple, deep purple, a little dark, a little more blue than red. Okay. Get some water, make a nice deep glaze of it. A little heavier on the paint side. You'll see why. And here we go. Still maintain the depth of what we have. You'll see as I'm deepening the colors here. It's still going to maintain its blue. Basically, I'm going to destroy a lot of that. Let me just glaze it first. And keep there. Keep a lot of that. Get it right up in there. I'm going to darken a lot of that. Still a glaze. Once it lightens up, it'll look purplish, but it still have some of that light color in there. We want to get that pretty deep there. See, some of the water play does not have to be that light. And you'll see that. And I can, even right here, let's darken some of that a little bit. All up in there. See, this glaze is a little darker than I would usually put on, but it serves its purpose here. Alright. Now that I've done that, some of the transition between some of those shades can be taken care of with the froth in between here. Obviously I'm using a different brush to join some of these together. Just like that. See how that works? And these are a little more sporadic, give us more of a sporadic pattern. But it will join what you use for the dark. It joins it all together as one. And I'm just using the corner of the brush. Just in spots to join some of these together. But I'm not totally using all of the this would be nice right here in this corner here. I won't need too much more after this. Okay, as it dries, you'll still see some of the striations and the lines and whatnot. I don't even know if you guys can really hear me right. I'll turn up the audio. But I am going to get my script liner here. Water, titanium white, the script liner here. We'll add some motion lines in here and there. We'll do a couple of them in here. Some of the striations in here. I don't want to make the when I'm working with a kind of canvas size, it's pretty tiny. So I'm working actually with the odd stroking patterns. Some of it in here. Let's get a stronger horizon line here, going right across. And we'll make a little trough of a wave right up in here too. Turns there. Very crazy looking. Okay. I think that should be about it. This is a very, very wild looking painting. If I put like a boat in here, it would just be very, very mean of me. Because we know they're not going to make it. Even with life jackets. Now as you can see, I've got nice spillage on the side, so I will make that dark, quite dark, black. Give a neat border to it, but it has to be totally dry first. That wasn't well thought of, now was it? See how I fixed that situation? Okay, anyway, there you go. That's what she looks like. This has been sitting here for a little while I was doing the musician thing, so I figured I'd finish this off and be done with it. I can't find my metallic marker, so I guess I'll use this one here. Put it right here. This marker is about to dry up. That's not good. Well, now you start to work when I threaten to throw you in the garbage. Interesting. Interesting. Alright. Actually, I will darken this edge. And once I darken that edge, it kind of brings everything in there. But this is very traumatic, very disturbing, and I love it. So I'll wait for this to totally dry, and I'll give a nice little border to it, and that will be that. So let me remove myself here. Okay. And yet, completed another one. Okay. I don't really see myself too well in this, the way it's situated. Alright guys, well, there you have it. I'll post it, and you know how that goes. And thank you for viewing this one. I don't know how many more versions of this I'll be doing. This might be it. Who knows? Unless someone wants to, you know, buy one. Very fun to do. Gives you a lot of practice in doing your waves and such, and working with a plastic wrap pattern that you can do pretty much anything with. Okay. I don't even know what I'll name this, but we'll see by the time this gets printed. Thank you for joining. If you have any criticisms or any comments, down below. If you like what you see, subscribe. Press the subscribe button and the little bell when notifications come around and whatnot. And I shall see you guys soon.